my main kind of day job, as it were, is consulting through the coffee shops. I have written a couple of books. That's the same book. I self-published it, first of all. It's the same theory. What I want to do is establish myself as the kind of the coffee shop guru within that niche. So self-published that wee book, first of all, got it taken on by a proper publisher. This has sold about 4,500 copies, best-selling coffee shop book by a long way at the moment. This is the new one. What I'm doing here is I have a separate Twitter account. I do the same thing with that. Nobody would know really, that about 2 or 3 people know that I do both in each market. You know, some people, it serves me a little bit to let people know in terms of what I'm trying to do. Really from the coffee shop market, certainly if I'm dealing with a big company and they think, oh, you're the guy who did that golf thing, that's of benefit to me. Too confusing to let them know that I do both of those things. So this is the new book. Now, I have a stack of squeeze pages out there for both of these markets. So for example, if I stick with the coffee shop thing now, one of the squeeze pages is called 10bigmistakes.com. And those are, it's a little bit like what we have, that one there where you show the video. It's me trying to get people's email addresses, and then I go through the 10 big mistakes that people make whenever they set up coffee shops. Out of that squeeze page, there's a client that I have now in the UK that I've had £50,000 worth of consultancy from, because he wrote back to me and said, do you do consultancy? Because out of your 10 big mistakes, I have noticed that we do number 1, number 4, number 6, he came up with 6 of them, or whatever it was, and then we've done long-term relationship and it's gone extremely well. So I'm driving people through to a more traditional consultancy business in exactly the same way. This new book, you notice it says 2 hours of free video with every book. Now, there's not a video stuck in this, there's not a DVD in here, but what there is to access the free videos that accompany this book, make sure you visit www.coffeeboysguide.com. That's a squeeze page. They don't get the videos until they've given me their name and address. I will then sell more high-ticket items to them on an ongoing basis. So what I do then is, these are 2 information niches, 2 different things that I'm using roughly similar tools for in an effort to try and drive people through to buy my stuff in various different forms. So my outcome is a very specific, try to sell people onto online stuff. The thing about social media is that actually, what I'm trying to say is, as long as your outcome is very, very clear, it kind of doesn't matter what you do with it, but that's my goal. Your outcome will be different. Social media is much more than that. That's the way that I use social media. But, and it's a big but, there can be other outcomes. So what I wanted to do is go through relatively quickly, and it will be okay in time. What I wanted is a few local examples of people within food businesses, really, because that's what I'm doing a lot of consultancy through to. This is a local who are using social media for slightly different reasons and getting huge benefit from them. This is a local, they've got 6 or 7 sites, ground espresso bars. I know a guy that knows this very well. This is his Facebook page. He's got 2,212 friends. Now, on this, he has said, this is one recent post that he put up on his Facebook page, and it says, Ground are recruiting staff in Belfast. We have management positions in Ground next, and they're also looking for baristas and county assistants. If you know of anyone interested in working with us, please let them know. Now, one of the big problems, I also have another squeeze page in my coffee thing called the Big Coffee Question, which I'm getting a huge amount of PR at the moment because I'm trying to find out what the biggest problem is that coffee shop owners have. I'm fairly certain that when that finishes out, it's going to be the recruiting and the retaining of good staff. That's the biggest issue that they have. That'll be, if it's not number 1, it'll be number 2. So that's to go back to squeeze pages, me getting email addresses. So his big issue in his business, and I spoke to him about this 2 or 3 days ago, is actually that's his problem. He can do all the other things very well. He can do his marketing very well. He can do all these other things. What he can't do is get good staff. He gets 17 direct messages off the back of this, including 2 from people on the mainland who were looking to come back across and were looking for a job somewhere exactly like where he might have. He was just about to engage 2 local recruitment companies to try and help him out in terms of getting these staff. He's got it sorted. Now, you never know out of 17, but they said they were very high quality, but they also know a lot about his business. Very difficult whenever somebody comes along to try and work for your business to cut through the crap and see whether actually they do know anything about what you do or not. These will be people who are actually already following him. They know what he's up to. He's pushing this out on a consistent basis, obeying all of the social media rules that Jamie would talk about. But then whenever he needs something, that's not a sales message, but it's actually really beneficial to him in terms of engaging with people to try and get jobs.